My name is Genevieve Dewitt, and my question is, to what extent does the usage of video games influence social development? From the stimulus provided, Margaret E. Gredler, who is a professor in educational psychology, emphasized on how cooperation amongst teammates in video games affected social skills. And David Williamson Schaefer, who has a PhD in media arts and scientists, talk about how video games reinforce the interaction skills that are taking place within communities, which led to my question, to what extent does the usage of video games influence social development? From an educational perspective, Margaret E. Gredler, who is a professor in educational psychology, talked about team game tournaments. These video games introduce a cooperative task structure when players compete against each other while cooperating with teammates, which are the same skills used in classrooms. As shown in the image in the relationship skills sector, video games form positive relationships and incorporate teamwork, which enforce classroom skills. Overall, video gamers are more likely to socialize in classrooms due to increased exposure to cooperation and competition skills. Eric Ugly, who is a PhD in psychology, mentions how excessive gaming can lead to addiction tasks and take the place of healthier activities. But Esrat Zamani, an associate and professor in the Department of Educational Sciences, says that gamers who learn to play moderately have a higher level of social skills, which means that they are more likely to interact in classrooms. Scientifically speaking, Daphne Bavelier, who is a PhD in brain and cognitive sciences, talks about how as video games become more intricate, the players have to keep up with changing elements and connecting those ideas. In the image, in the blue line showing, as soon as adults between the ages 60 and 85 use video games, their multitasking ability skyrocketed a month later. Multitasking skills make people more attuned to their environment, and this induces efficient navigating and help people make better decisions, which contribute to positive social interactions people have with one another. Douglas A. Hentayo, who is a PhD in developmental psychology, argues that video game consumption makes gamers 2.7 times more likely to get ADHD, which is an attention deficient hyperactivity disorder. This is a chronic illness with hyperactivity and not being able to respond properly lessens social skills. But Hospital del Mar in Barcelona argued that a study done founded that students who play 2 hours or less have faster and more consistent responses to visual cues, and this enhances social interaction. Socially, David Williamson Schaefer, who has a PhD in media arts and sciences, talks about a game called Full Spectrum Warrior. In the game, soldiers act as planning board members. Becoming familiar with the skills of a productive and social community means that it's more likely to carry out these skills with them into the real world. And using leadership skills to help socialize with community members helps create a positive environment. James E. Klein, who has a PhD in instructional system design and is an expert in educational technology, argues that as people play video games, they are consequently interact less with people, and it stops one from forming important social skills. But Daniel Dye, who is a major in psychology, disability studies, and child development, and Amanda Fry, who majored in medicine, health, and society, state that 60% of frequent gamers play with friends. Also, James Paul G., who is a psychologist and psycholinguist, says that video gamers can take an active role in game settings, and once they apply these skills into the real world, players have improved social interaction. A solution proposed by Mark D. Griffiths, who is a psychologist and professor in behavioral addiction, to prevent negative effects of video games such as addiction and, as shown in the picture, excessive sleeping times and a lack of motivation. Players need to limit the amount of time they spend gaming and engage in social activities so that they are able to be occupied and more exposed to social interaction. To conclude, the usage of video games in moderation improves social skills because video games enforce social skills that are used in classrooms, induce quick thinking, which enhances social interaction, and community social skills are reinforced.